Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Off Air with Kristen and Casey. I'm Kristen, he's Casey.
Thanks for clarifying.
Yes, and thank you Food City for being a sponsor of this podcast. We appreciate you.
And I like the music that Ethan has put into it, kind of leading into the podcast. Adds a little extra coolness and hipness to this podcast, which is desperately needed.
Props to Ethan for being a lot younger than us.
Yes.
And using his skills to make our podcast better.
We're going to start off this week, like we did last week, the weather. I mean, it has not gotten any warmer at all. Actually, it's gotten colder, if you could believe it or not. We said that last week. Dave warned us. He said this week is going to be even colder than it was last week. And
It's
Dave
terrible.
was not lying in that regard. It has been brutal this week so far.
Look at me. I'm in a big puffy jacket still. I can't.
Where are your earmuffs?
Riley was actually wearing them.
Oh.
She took them from me, but oh my gosh.
She looked
I hate
ridiculous
it.
coming into work the other day. Had these almost like giant dice type earmuff.
Everyone makes fun of me, but listen, it's keeping my ears warm, and it's brutal out there,
She
and
looked
that is
ridiculous.
all I care about because it's awful. Awful.
Had more snow on Sunday, depending on where you live. Maybe not that much in some parts of the area. Other parts had 3-4 inches of snow.
Mhm.
And it got super cold as well, so fast. Because really, like Saturday, I mean, it was around 40 degrees on Saturday. And then by Sunday evening, it was down in the teens. I mean, it was just a big drop off. So
Terrible.
we just cannot break this. And Dave, looking down that long range forecast there, maybe he's like, eventually we'll get into the upper 40s, maybe by the end of next week. And then maybe 50s, like in the 10-day.
I've never thought I would be so excited to see 50s ever in my life, but here we are.
January.
I'm excited to see 40s.
I know. This January, I mean, heck, February 1st is a week from Saturday. So I mean, we're getting close, about 10, 11 days left in the month.
Mm-hmm.
So it does not look like, I mean, this from start to finish, this month is going to be crazy. I was actually talking to a friend of mine who works up at Clear Creek Golf Course. And so far, I believe he said nobody has played a single round all
You need to get out
year
there.
in 2025. I mean, it's been so there's snow on the course still, and it has not warmed up at all. So I mean,
Okay,
it's
that's
crazy.
a story. You got to go out there and just do like 9, and then you can say you're the first person to play golf at Clear Creek in 2025.
I have a pretty good motto. My rule is if it's below 50, I'm not playing unless you tell me I'm playing Augusta National or something like that. I'm not playing if it gets below 50.
But you could do it for the right to say that.
I don't know. I don't think you can because there's snow covering. There hasn't been a time where there has not been snow covering some parts of the golf course. So I don't even think they've opened. I'd have to double check and clarify, but I'm pretty sure he said that no one has been able to play because that area they got a little more snow up there and trees kind of protect some parts. So some golf courses I'm sure have been open around the region, but I think Clear Creek has said no one has been able to play yet in 2025.
So that leads me to my next question because me and Ethan were talking about this today. So would you rather it be like feels like what it does like right now or maybe even a little like tonight we're supposed to get our low is supposed to get down to like 4.
That's like the actual air temperature.
That's the actual air temperature.
Yeah.
Okay, so like let's say like feels like 4 or feels like 100. It's tough.
Yeah. Obviously, right now we're prisoners of the moment because we're experiencing the super cold. And if you ask this question in like the middle of July when it's 90 degrees here, you'd be like, oh, I would love to be 10 degrees.
Not me.
Not you.
Not me.
Ever.
I will take the 100 any day over this.
But you are a Southern girl. You're
yes. I want to feel my flesh burning. Like it does not bother me whatsoever. You can always cool down in a lake or a pool.
Here's
or a
something
beach.
that I need to. Well, again, you say that, but like, what if it's in a circumstance of okay, well, you have to be working out in the element. Would you rather be out in the element when it's 100 degrees working, not at the lake? Or would you rather be out in the elements?
That wasn't the question.
Well, I'm saying that's how I interpret that. If you're asking me that question, I'm looking at it like, well.
You work in an office. You work at the desk.
Okay, you're asking me.
I'm
yeah.
just asking like in your day-to-day.
But then you're not experiencing the weather if you're working, so it doesn't matter what the weather is.
Yes, you are. We're experiencing it when we walk to and from our car every day.
I would be, I think if you ask me between the two, I would rather it be 100's really extreme on that end.
I'd still rather it be 100, even if I was working. But wait, but with the, not like some engineering job where I have to wear like long sleeves or something. But if I had to work, I'd just be in shorts and a tank top. And I'd be sweating and I'd love every minute of it.
Yeah, see, I mean, I obviously look this weekend. I was out a couple times, sweeping the driveway, the deck a little bit, and when it's not too bad if you're out there for like 15, 20 minutes, I think you can handle it. But then it's any longer than that, obviously, it's life threatening, and I mean, it can be in
Yeah.
certain situations if you're not properly dressed. But on the other extreme, if it's 99, 100 degrees, it also can be with dehydration if you're not
Just
saying
drink
so.
some
I mean,
water,
yeah,
man.
both ways. I mean, it can be one extreme, but I guess I will do a slight lean. I'd rather it be like 90 to 100 than like 0 to 10, but it's not a slam dunk for me like it is for you.
I was about to say, I thought, being from more north, you'd pick the cold. But yeah, for me, it is heat all the way.
Yeah,
Love
no,
it.
it's not a slam dunk, but
I'm ready for 90 degrees.
Now, again, you asked me that question in July. I might be like, the heck with this. I can't stand it because I don't like it when it's overly humid and you're just step outside and you're just drenched in sweat. I hate that.
I like it.
But it is a good thought. And I'm sure if you ask people out there, it's probably pretty split, I would think. But again, right now, I bet you more people would say hot because it hasn't been hot here in a long time.
Well, let us know. We want to know what you guys think.
Yeah, drop us a comment. Maybe we'll even put that out on Facebook saying this is one of the things we've discussed. Let us know your thoughts as well. Now, there is something else, another conversation I saw. Obviously, I'm from Pittsburgh, so all Pittsburgh sports teams I follow and suffer through, especially with the Pirates, the baseball team. But if you don't know who this is, Paul Skeens was the number one pick a couple years ago for the Pirates, played college baseball at LSU, phenomenal. He was the Cy Young finalist in his rookie season.
Dating Livy Dunn.
That's why some of the females might know who he is because of that. But anyway, Topps, who makes baseball cards, they had one card they made, just one of him with his autograph and a patch from a game-worn jersey on his baseball card. There's only one of them. So this was going to be a one of one. And months ago, the Pirates actually came out and said, whoever gets this card, if you give it to us, we will give you a list of like 30 years worth of season tickets right behind home plate. Mm-hmm. All these like autographs, a meet and greet with him. And then Livy Dunn chimed in and said, I'll let you watch a game with me in my suite as well. So the Pirates put all this out again. This was months ago, like 30 years worth of season tickets behind home plate in exchange for the card. A lot of other things as well. So that's what the Pirates said. Well, earlier this week, it comes out that the person who got that card was an 11-year-old kid in California.
That's awesome.
Got the card. So now the question is, does he take the Pirates offer? Does he sell it on the open market to a dealer or somebody else who wants it? Or does he say, I'm just going to keep this right now and we'll see what happens? So my question to you, if you got that baseball card for Paul Skeens and your Topps cards and the Pirates had you that offer, or you could sell it to a collector or on whatever, a bidding war, or keep it yourself, what would you do?
Taking it right to the bank, baby. No way am I taking that offer because I don't like the Pirates. I could care less.
Okay.
And I don't want to sit with Livy Dunn in her suite. Now, if it was Taylor Swift, we might be having
We'll get to that in a second.
We might be having a different conversation.
We'll change the stipulations.
As right now, how much money do you think I could get for that card, first of all?
I really don't know. I mean, we were talking about that, some of us earlier. I mean, I don't know if it would be, I would think, I would say high six figures. Like I'm thinking maybe 600,000, 700,000, 800,000.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe even a little more than that
card
as well, too. I mean, because again, it's one of one. It's not like there's only one card like it. There's a lot of people that really value things like that and think, okay, well, if I can buy it now, because he's only 23 years old, he's only pitched one season, and imagine what it could be worth if he does what he thinks he's going to do in 5, 10, 15 years from now.
That's a great idea. So I'd hold on to it for a little, and then I'd sell it.
Okay, but then the other risk is if he
is terrible.
If something, yeah, if,
You're right,
if he flames out.
500,000 would be great.
Now again, I'm a Pirates fan. I grew up in Pittsburgh. I'd tell the Pirates, stuff it if that was the offer. I don't give a crap about 30 years of season tickets because they've sucked for 30 years, other than like 3 or 4 years. In my
You don't want to sit
lifetime.
with Livy Dunn in a suite?
No, for one game. Are you kidding me? I'll just get all that money and I'll buy a suite next to her and wave and say, "Hi, Livy." No, absolutely not. I would sell that to the highest bidder. And I'd tell the Pirates, I like the offer, but if you want to pay me, this is what it will take, and I'll give you the card, but I don't want season tickets for 30 years to a team that stinks.
Well, that's how I feel. I mean, I don't have any skin in the game because it's not really my team. But, I have seen this happen before. Not with, like, the card, but, like, I feel like there's been a game or something, like, where somebody, like caught a ball and then, like, they wanted that ball. So they offered, like, because it was special to them for some reason. And they offered, like.
Yeah, I think Aaron Judge, like, hit a home run recently, or Shohei Ohtani did.
That, I think I would feel a little bit more like, or if he wanted it, like if Paul Skeens reached out to me and said, I want to buy it from you, I think I would be more likely to sell it to him than to, like, some random guy. I mean, even if hopefully the offer would be pretty good too, but, like.
But see, I don't think Paul Skeens I don't care if he cares about a baseball card. I mean, this is like.
True.
If it was like a
saying,
ball.
Like, if
that,
it was his ball or something, like, I would be more likely to sell that to him, back to him, because I knew, like, how much it meant to him versus, like, just, selling it to, like, the highest bidder and not be super greedy about that. I don't know, but now you
said selling. However, now you teased a little bit earlier, but we did talk about this with you. What if it was? I think it was Daniel who works around in the digital department. It was his idea. I think he said, "What if it was like an outfit that Taylor Swift wore in one of her concerts, like one outfit that only one of its kind, and you got it? Would you keep it? Would you sell it? Would you?" An offer, if she was like, if someone offered you, what would you, would you sell that? Would you keep it?
So funny you say that, because that kind of actually happened in the Eras tour. So her heel broke during one of the shows and she ripped it off and threw it in the crowd. And the heel, her Louboutin heel, just the heel part that she ripped off and threw, like, the guy ended up selling, like, he could have kept it because it's her shoe. And he was a big Taylor Swift fan, but he ended up selling it, making, like, thousands of dollars, and he used the money to pay for his sister's cancer treatment.
Ah, well, that's
so isn't that like, it's like, I mean, you can't blame them there. But no, I'm not very sentimental with items, so I wouldn't care. I would not care about. I would take the cash. But again, if you put the element in, like, say Taylor really wanted that outfit back, and she was like, "I'll pay you for it," and it's less than, like, the offer I would get on eBay, I'd probably still take her deal because I'd be like, this belongs to her, or, like, she wants it,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So it'll be interesting. Again, this kid's 11 years old. It says in the article that I'm reading that he's a collector. So, I mean, who knows? Maybe it could be college fund right there. I mean, it'll be a lot of money. And then do the parents get involved? Because, I mean, he's 11 years old. I mean, when you get into, not like he can negotiate.
Oh, the parents definitely.
Yeah,
they're like, give me that card.
Yeah, no, it's mine, son. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of that. But yeah, that just came out. So
interesting.
Yeah, we thought that'd be kind of cool. Food for thought there. You remember last weekend said you were going to be in Florida.
Yes.
And so let's talk about your trip. Good thing you're not in Florida now, because it snowed in there this week.
I know.
Snowing
Isn't that crazy?
in Florida.
I think it was my fault. I brought the snow.
But you left before the snow.
Yeah.
Because you brought it with you.
I brought it with me from Bristol, and just like.
So you were in the Orlando part of Florida?
Yes. Okay. So my high school friend, which we talked about on the podcast, remember, because I had the debacle on whether or not I could go to the wedding or not. Did get to go to the wedding, so it was a very short trip. We flew in on a Friday. It was actually like the Winter Springs area, which is, it is Orlando area. But so we flew in on Friday, had a quick dinner. The next morning, we got up super, super early. And because the wedding was at 4:30, but we got up early and we went to Universal Studios.
Okay.
And so,
first time, or you've been there before?
I've been there before, but I hadn't been there. I'm a big Harry Potter fan. Love Harry Potter. And the last two times I've been, only one section of the Harry Potter world was open, but they opened a new section, and then you can take the Hogwarts Express little train back and forth to each side. So I really wanted to see the other Harry Potter part, and ride the ride.
Okay.
So that's the first thing we did. We got up early, we got to the park, and then we rushed to that side of the Harry Potter world and rode the Gringotts ride. Super fun. Got a butterbeer, which was kind of like the drink that we had that one time from Sonic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the cream soda. So got to do that, and then ran back to the other side of the Harry Potter park because the Hogwarts Express was not working. The magic was down. So I ended up having to walk all the way around the park back to the other Harry Potter ride. We did another ride there. And then my friend that went with me, she was a big trooper. She's been my best friend since like 8th grade. She was like, Kristen, listen, I'm here for a good time, but not a long time, because she gets very motion sickness.
Okay.
And she
So
gets
you had to pick and
nauseous.
choose what you-
So she was like, we can do whatever you want to do, and I'm going to do it. But she was like, if you want to ride one of these giant roller coasters, that needs to be last, because I might not make it.
No coming back from that.
I might not make it. So I was like, okay. So I really, really wanted to ride the new Jurassic Park ride, which apparently was the most expensive ride that the state of Florida has ever, like, in history. It's been the most expensive ride ever. It was $300 million.
Wow.
Kit Alexander actually told me that. So fact check him, but that's what he told me. And so we rode that last, and it was awesome. It was so great. Really fun.
How was your friend? How'd she handle the...
It was hilarious, actually, because the whole time she was screaming, and crying because she was so freaked out, and I was crying because I was laughing at her. But she did great. She didn't pass out. She was fine. But we looked, and by the time we left, I mean, we got there maybe at 8:30 in the morning and left by 1 o'clock. Like, we were out of the park by 1 o'clock. We had walked 16,500 steps. And that was just the beginning of the day.
Yeah.
So then we ran back, got ready for the wedding, went to the wedding. It was beautiful. My friend looked amazing. And it was fun. I got to see a lot of old friends I hadn't seen in a very, very long time. So it was really nice, beautiful wedding. And it was fun.
Then back on Sunday.
Yeah. And I tell you what, it was 64 degrees when I left the airport in Florida, and it was 40 when we landed in Asheville. And it was snowing on the way home.
And then probably when you got home, it was 30, and went to bed, it was 11.
Yes. So it was, I wasn't happy about that, but great weekend. Big fan of Universal. You should check it out.
I've been there a couple of times. It's probably been, I want to say maybe 6 or 7 years ago, was there. But my question is, in January, is it less crowded? Is it more crowded? Because I've never been there in the winter time.
So I've never been in the summer. I've only been like January. All the times that I've gone, I take that back. I did go for spring break one year, and it was like, I want to say it was like March or April, but like it's always been in the spring or winter. I love it in January because it was like I said, 60 something. So it wasn't hot. You were not sweating at all, but you also were not, like, I had a light jacket on and a tennis skirt on and shoes, and I was perfectly comfortable. Like, never was like burning up. I think my friend actually at one point took her jacket off, so she did get a little like hot because we were running around so much. But I think it's great then, because if you go in the summer, I mean, that 100 degrees will get you.
But was it crowded though? I mean,
yeah. So it wasn't too bad at the beginning. Like, we got to ride the first ride with a 15-minute wait. But then towards the end, when we were like trying to be like, okay, we know we need to leave by 1 o'clock, we were like, oh, we probably have one ride left because of the wait times. And like one of the rides, the Hagrid ride, it was a 120-minute wait.
That's 2 hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Express Pass, like if you have the Express Pass, they said for the Express Pass, it was going to be half that. So it was going to be an hour still. If you have an Express Pass.
Do you think they do that for psychological reasons? When you see minutes, you're like, oh, well, that's not that bad. Like, when you instead of putting 2 hours, it's 120 minutes. Like, oh, well, yeah, we can wait. Like, no, that actually is 2 hours. That's a heck of a long time.
I think that part of me thinks that they because the wait times I do feel like were less.
It's not that they
I think they over exaggerated a little because they want to scare you and be like, oh, we can't wait here.
Or that you're excited if you wait, like, oh, well, it said it was going to be 2 hours, but we only waited an hour and a half. Like, oh, we're great.
But I did want to get another butterbeer. I was like, I want two. I want one draft and I want one frozen butterbeer. And when we were leaving, like towards the end of the day when I was going to go get another one, the line was just too long. So I ended up not getting a frozen one. But it's okay because one was probably enough. But it was delicious either way. And it's just awesome. I love the little details that they do and all the Harry Potter things. If you're a Harry Potter fan, check it out. It's so fun.
All right. So Kristen has been in Florida January. I was there in December. I don't think either one of us are going in February to Florida. Maybe that's a month we
Don't
probably
think
will
so.
not. Yeah, okay, we'll skip on to that. It is very sad. College football season's over. We had the national championship game earlier in the week.
Night
we were watching it while we were working on Monday night in between. But the Ohio State Buckeyes, national champs, of course, I told a couple of the Tennessee fans, I was like, well, now you can say we lost to the national champion because Tennessee played Ohio State in the first round, of course, and then they beat Oregon and Texas and then finally Notre Dame. And this game was a snoozer, but then it turned into a good game at the end, Notre Dame. And, of course, very happy for Teresa Carter, who, of course, works with us. She's a big Ohio State fan, so we're very happy for Teresa. I'm not a big Ohio State fan because I went to college in Ohio, so a lot of people I met there were Ohio State fans. I thought they were very obnoxious and just about how Ohio State can do no wrong. I mean, this is back, they've always been good, but I was like, enough of Ohio State. I really was indifferent about them until I went to college. Then I grew a hatred for them. But I told Teresa, I'm not really happy for Ohio State, but I said, I'm happy for you.
That's really nice.
So congratulations to Ohio State. They won the national championship. NFL, we're down to the Final Four, their version of the Final Four. We got the NFC Championship game. The surprise team that's left is the Washington Commanders.
Yeah, how cool is that?
First time, I think, since the early 90s, they're playing in a conference championship game.
Yeah, you can't help but want to root for them a little bit.
Yeah, I got a rookie quarterback, first-year head coach.
So
they new coach. Yeah, so they got a lot. It kind of came out of nowhere with Jaden Daniels, and they were the 6th seed in the NFC. They got the Eagles. They split during the regular season because they're in the same division. So they've already played each other twice this year. This will be the third time. The home team won each time in the regular season. This game will be in Philadelphia on Sunday. That'll be the game you can watch on Fox 39, 3 o'clock start time in Philadelphia. Of course, this past weekend, the Philly game was a snow game. It snowed a lot of that game when they played the Rams. I know you may not have got to see all of it, but it did snow. It was really cool to watch a snow game. I don't think it's supposed to snow in Philadelphia this weekend, but the Eagles are favored by 6 points over the Commanders. Then in the AFC Championship game, the Chiefs, for the 7th year in a row, are in the AFC Championship game. They're hosting the Buffalo Bills. The Chiefs are a 2-point favorite in that game over Buffalo.
Closer.
Yeah, that one is closer. I mean, obviously, those are the 1 and 2 seeds. So
Yes.
in the AFC, it's the Lions losing to the Commanders.
Yeah.
And last week, I picked the Lions. Great pick. You picked the Ravens. They lost as well. So we both stunk it up last week in our NFL picks. So I'll give you first. You're going to go the Commanders,
Eagles. Yeah, I'm going to
Eagles.
go the Commanders and Eagles. And so I would personally, this is my just personal, I would like to see the Commanders win just because that would be kind of cool. Also, I think
they're the Cinderella team left.
Right. I think I like that kind of story, obviously. Who doesn't? Also, didn't Jalen get hurt? So I'm kind of like,
Jalen hurts his knee. He didn't miss any of the game, but he did.
He did, and then they asked him about it, and he's like, "I'll be fine."
He said, "I finished the game."
Yeah, but I didn't like that answer.
He had a brace on, I think, afterwards.
Didn't sound too good, but I do think he'll be fine. I do think that the Eagles will win. I'm going to pick the Eagles because of that. And I have Saquon Barkley on my fantasy.
Saquon.
That's right.
Yes.
I picked him for a reason. So I have him on my fantasy team, and I need him to score me a lot of points. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. But I would be happy to see the Commanders win.
Yeah, I mean, the Eagles, the Bills, and the Chiefs, none of those 3 teams are a Cinderella underdog. The Commanders, if you like to root for the long shot, the underdog, the Commanders are the team you want to hop on at this point because the other 3, all of them expected to be to this point. Nobody had the Commanders getting to this point. So you're going to take them. I'm going to go with, this is definitely a hard pick, Buffalo. I mean, they're a franchise, back in the 90s. Remember, they went to 4 Super Bowls in a row, lost all 4. And they haven't had a lot to celebrate. They've been close in Buffalo. Josh Allen, they've been really close. They beat the Chiefs in the regular season regularly, but they cannot beat them in the playoffs. So I think everyone in America, outside of if you're a Chiefs fan, will be rooting for Buffalo in this game. So I'm in that boat. So I'm going to pick Buffalo. Again, this may be more with the heart than the head. I mean, how do you pick against the Chiefs? But I'm going to do it. We'll go Buffalo.
All righty. We'll see. It should be interesting. And I'm excited to see Taylor maybe.
I think it's a certainty because this game's in Kansas City. I mean, she pretty much is at all the home games when she's not on tour, which is, of course, right. She's over. Tour's over.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, she was at the wild card. I mean, the game last week against Houston. And no doubt she'll be there. And then if they do win, she'll be in, I would assume she'll get a suite in New Orleans for the Super Bowl.
We'll see her again.
They're there. All right. So it's time to try some food.
All right.
I think, or drink. I don't know what it is.
I've got to go get it really quick.
Okay.
So please enjoy this music while you wait. All right, so it has come a blizzard outside.
Oh.
In honor, we are going to have a blizzard treat tonight.
A blizzard, wow.
So
oh, my goodness. I can't get this spoon out of here.
I know. I put it in the freezer so it wouldn't melt. So this is the blizzard of the month from Dairy Queen. It's new. So I thought we could try it. The
blizzard of the month for January.
Yeah, and it is Reese's Pieces and cookie dough.
I got 1 for 2.
And snot. I'm just kidding.
I love Reese's Pieces. I'm not a huge cookie dough guy, so I'm kind of 1 for 2. No, not my favorite.
See what you think. I love it.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Is this the best treat that I brought?
No. I think this is a trick. I'm not falling for it. The best you brought is the cornbread because you made that. You put your love, sweat, and tears in that cornbread. That was the best.
Yeah.
Do I pass the test?
No.
Oh. But no, this is delicious.
They even held it upside down. Do you like the cookie dough part?
I can't even taste it.
Really? You got to dig in there and find one. You'll get one. Anyways, aren't these cute though? They're little minis. This is the perfect little treat. It's a mini blizzard.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah,
and
this is nice.
I wouldn't think, sometimes I'm like, oh, ice cream in the cold, but ice cream's good all year round.
Yeah, I mean, definitely not I wouldn't be like, yeah, this is what I would love, but you brought it, I'm going to eat it. So sometimes it's good to, you just give somebody something, and I would never do this on my own this time of year.
You would never pick this one?
No, I would just never eat ice cream.
When it's you never go get a milkshake?
No, I do. Not when it's 4 degrees outside.
But it's called the blizzard. And it's 4 degrees, so I thought it was fitting. All right, rate it on a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh, you're at 8. I wonder, Dairy Queen or any place that sells ice cream, I guess, Sonic, well, I wonder what their sales have been like so far in January. How it's been like, how many people are you out there? Like, will you eat ice cream like Kristen, no matter what the temperature is? Or are you like, if it's, I'm not going to, that's the last thing I want if it's below like 30 degrees.
Oh, back to the wedding too. And granted, it was Florida, but she had an ice cream truck at the wedding.
I've never heard of that.
It was so cute.
No.
It was pink, and you could get his or her ice cream cone. It was like a big waffle cone. It was so good.
Was it called the Pink Pony Club?
No.
Okay.
But that song did play. She's a Pink Pony Club fan, so that song was on there. But
you should hear Dave and Kristen sing that song in commercial breaks on the news. It is fantastic. They go from like some religious songs like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. Then the next commercial break gets the Pink Pony Club. They have a wide range of diversity of what they can sing.
We welcome all types of music.
And I love it because I just listen to it because I'm a terrible singer. But I'm telling you, I said this before, Dave and Kristen, you rent them out, hire them. They will come sing at your get-togethers. They are a great duo. Kristen definitely leads, but Dave can get up there as well. They are tremendous. But yeah, they sing the Pink Pony Club quite often in commercial breaks.
I said we could probably get a job maybe at a cruise ship. Like on a cruise ship singing something. Like with a little dance. Like if we got Dave to...
What would be your names? Like if you guys, you couldn't just be Dave and Kristen. Like you'd have to have a catchy nicknames, or what would be like the names for your duo?
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask him that.
Okay. Ask him, then maybe
think
talk
of
about it
that.
next week.
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Well, thank you for the blizzard. It's a great way to, very fitting with how cold it is. Stay safe out there. Hang in there. If you're not a big fan of this weather, it will end eventually. And just remember, again, in June and July, when it's 90 degrees, be like, oh, I can't wait until it gets cold. No.
We won't say that.
Okay.
We won't.
Well, Food City, thanks again for sponsoring Off Air. We appreciate it. Everybody stay safe. Have a great rest of the week. And we will see you next week, which will be the final Off Air in the month of January. We're already, February is right around the corner.
Crazy.
We'll see you then.